Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Prestige collection of April 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos for buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Mortal Sin, a melee-focused action roguelite that throws you into a grungy, unpredictable world of dungeon-crawling chaos. You start each run from a crumbling chapel, heading into randomized gauntlets filled with demonic creatures and brutal traps. The heart of the game is its thrilling combat system, where you'll slash, kick, and dismember enemies with satisfying melee weapons like swords, halberds, and axes. You can string simple combos together, kick monsters into traps, and use a dash bash to stay mobile while slicing through crowds. The world itself becomes a weapon, reminding you of games like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, as you cleverly lure enemies into deadly traps. Loot is fast and simple, no clunky inventory management, and you'll upgrade your skills every few floors, building powerful synergies between gear and abilities. However, you'll always need to manage your weapon and armor durability carefully, as once they break, they're gone for good. While Mortal Sin offers brilliant moment-to-moment combat, you might find its roguelike elements a little undercooked. Progression between runs feels limited, unless you stay in the game without exiting, and you can't save during dungeon crawls. Still, the focused gameplay loop, stark visual style, and constant tension keep you hooked. Literal jump scares and sudden traps add to a relentless atmosphere. Mortal Sin may not be the most refined roguelite, but when it comes to exhilarating, heart-pounding melee action, it more than delivers. If you love frantic combat and a bit of chaos, this is one ghost train worth boarding. At number 2 we have Blood West, a stealth-focused FPS that blends immersive sim elements with a grim, atmospheric world. You play as an undead gunslinger, trapped between life and death, tasked with purging a cursed land across 3 haunting regions. Stealth, puzzle solving, and inventory management form the core of your journey. And while the combat mechanics feel satisfying, the early game forces you into stealth due to tough enemies and limited resources. You'll find the stealth system refreshingly flexible. Maps offer multiple paths and strategies, letting you sneak, fight, or avoid enemies entirely. Choosing stealth often means missing out on valuable loot like artifacts and powerful weapons. But combat comes with its own risks. Melee is dangerous and stamina draining, while ranged attacks expand rare resources. Death is heavily punished, saddling you with soul flaws that weaken you further until you can afford costly removals. The story, while sparse, feels authentic and ties into your interactions with a handful of memorable NPCs. Side quests feel genuinely rewarding, often leading you to hidden gear or vital resources that make survival just a little bit more manageable. Enemy design keeps you on your toes, with different foes requiring different tactics. Birdmen dodging bullets, spirits vulnerable to rare silver rounds. Blood West's biggest flaw lies in its skill system, where upgrades feel more like basic stat boosts than game changers. However, once you adjust to its harsh early hours, you'll discover a deep atmospheric stealth adventure that is hard to put down. Blood West demands patience, and rewards it handsomely. At number 3 we have Streets of Rage 4, a triumphant return to the classic beat-em-up series, seamlessly blending nostalgia with modern gameplay. This installment perfectly captures the essence of its predecessors, while introducing fresh elements. Returning to the fictional city's mean streets, Streets of Rage 4 follows the action-packed journey of ex-cops Axel Stone and Blaze Fielding, joined by new allies Cherry Hunter and Floyd Uriah. The game's diverse cast and vibrant urban environments immerse you in its narrative, reminiscent of the series' iconic style. Combat in Streets of Rage 4 is a highlight, featuring combo-centric gameplay and diverse character abilities. Each fighter brings a unique fighting style to the fray, allowing you to tailor your experience to your preferences. While some characters lack certain movement abilities, the overall combat mechanics are highly enjoyable, drawing inspiration from fighting games with juggle combos and special moves. The game becomes infinitely more fun when playing co-op with up to 4 players. The game's difficulty spikes may pose a challenge, but it doesn't overshadow the overall experience. Streets of Rage 4 offers plenty of unlockable content, including characters, modes, and retro-inspired visuals, enriching its replay value. Visually, the game impresses with its comic book style graphics and vibrant art direction, complemented by a dynamic soundtrack that pays homage to the series' iconic music. Streets of Rage 4 delivers a satisfying beat-em-up experience that honors its legacy while embracing modern gaming conventions. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this installment is a must-play for fans of action-packed gameplay and nostalgic charm. And number 4 we have Hauntii, a beautiful puzzle adventure and twin-stick shooter where you guide a little ghost through the mysterious world of eternity. As Hauntii, you explore a hand-drawn landscape filled with shimmering light paths, secret playgrounds, and lurking dangers. Your goal is to uncover your past and ascend to the heavenly skies, but first you must gather stars, solve puzzles, and survive the dark. You'll navigate a world that feels both intimate and vast, with hauntingly gorgeous visuals and clever playgrounds packed with secrets. Progressing through the stages is not entirely linear, and collecting stars becomes both a challenge and reward. By hunting creatures and objects, you solve environmental puzzles, gliding in ladybugs, stomping platforms, or ringing bells, to reach new areas and unlock paths forward. Combat is light but satisfying. You spit energy orbs at enemies, dash to avoid attacks, and sometimes need to possess other beings to overcome tougher foes. As you gather stars, you also create constellations that boost your health, dash, and orb abilities, tying progression beautifully to Hauntii's story of self-discovery. The atmosphere is playful yet melancholic, with lovely background music and a world filled with friendly spirits. Though some puzzles can briefly stump you and a few stages feel slightly stretched, the charm, heart, and flow of Hauntii easily outweigh any small frustrations. Hauntii is a heartfelt, stunning adventure that feels deeply personal yet inviting. If you love exploration, puzzles, and beautiful worlds, you absolutely should not miss it. And number 5 we have It's Only Money, an open-world simulation game where the mayor of Rockhaven casts you into the chaotic Undercity for having a low net worth. Here, you and up to 3 friends must steal, fight, and scheme your way to reclaim the city, complete with customizable vehicles, buyable businesses, and a fight against the mayor's forces. The game's low-poly graphics are vibrant, complemented by a retro-style UI reminiscent of old Windows systems. You'll find plenty of settings to tweak graphics and controls, as well as robust character creation options. Driving through the city is a highlight, with third-person views, drifting mechanics, and radio stations to enjoy. The gameplay revolves around exploration, bounties, and mayhem. Pickpocketing, looting bins, buying businesses, and tackling set-piece missions add variety, while a hack-and-slash combat system keeps encounters engaging. The game's humor, scavenging opportunities, and online multiplayer make it a sandbox for creative chaos. However, flaws do exist. Navigation can feel unclear due to repetitive environments and invisible walls. Controls are squishy, and high sensitivity hampers gameplay. The stamina and food bar systems can frustrate, interrupting the fun with resource management. Frequent cutscenes also slow the pacing, and the lack of voice acting leaves character interactions feeling flat. Despite its shortcomings, It's Only Money offers a quirky and colorful sandbox experience. If you're willing to embrace its chaotic energy and rough edges, you'll find a game packed with humor, exploration, and the freedom to wreak havoc in Rockhaven. And number 6 we have Reignbreaker, a roguelike action game set in the dystopian medieval punk world, where you play as Clef, a fierce heroine fighting to overthrow the Iron Queen. As soon as you load into the game, you're hit with a heavy emo punk anthem that sets the tone for Clef's rebellious journey. Once a loyal battlefield locksmith, Clef now battles her former allies in fast, brutal runs packed with mechanical enemies. You'll begin each run at your camp, where you can upgrade Clef's abilities through the Resolve engine. Gather resolve from defeated enemies and invest in survival, combat, or utility upgrades, helping you get stronger with each attempt. The game rewards you for persistence, and thanks to an easy save and quit option, you never lose your progress mid-run. In every raid, you will fight through 6 rooms, unlocking vaults, dodging attacks, and battling bosses. Combat feels fluid, with punches, dashes, and throwable javelins, though overheating your weapon is a real threat. Different javelins and upgrades allow you to shape Clef's playstyle, and if needed, accessibility options like infinite dashes are available. Visually, Reignbreaker bursts with gritty comic book energy, neon highlights, and mechanical foes, though enemy variety is limited. Bosses in the final room keeps the challenge fresh. A killer metal punk soundtrack and solid voice acting make every run even more exciting. If you're looking for a fast, stylish roguelike with a rebellious heart, Reignbreaker is absolutely worth your time. It's a must-play for fans of Hades, who want a slightly more forgiving, but equally thrilling adventure. At number 7 we have Astral Ascent, a standout 2D action roguelike that thrusts you into the enchanting realm of the Garden. From engaging combat reminiscent of Dead Cells to diverse spells, upgrades, and challenging boss encounters, the game delivers a rich and dynamic gameplay experience. Set in The Garden, Astral Ascent follows Ayla's journey as she endeavors to conquer the 12 Zodiac-themed guardians to liberate the charming animal characters trapped within. Each run introduces you to various characters and allies, fostering a sense of camaraderie as you navigate through repeated attempts to overcome the formidable bosses. Controlling Ayla feels intuitive and responsive, with precise controls that seamlessly translate across different platforms. The combat mechanics allow for a combination of attacks, spells, and strategic dashes, providing a satisfyingly fluid gameplay experience. Throughout the game you'll encounter a plethora of random spells and upgrades, each offering unique effects and augmentations. The variety of spells, coupled with the ability to equip gambits for additional effects, adds depth to the gameplay and encourages experimentation. As you progress through different sections of the Garden, you'll face tough decisions regarding your path forward, each offering distinct rewards and challenges. Additionally, the hub area serves as a central hub for upgrading your character and interacting with various NPCs, although its navigation may feel somewhat overwhelming at times. Despite minor issues such as the lack of emphasis on crafting specific builds and the potentially confusing hub area layout, Astral Ascent stands as one of the finest entries in the roguelike genre. With its captivating combat, stunning pixel art visuals, and wealth of content, Astral Ascent promises an exhilarating gaming experience worthy of recognition alongside genre favorites like Hades and Spelunky. At number 8 we have Sovereign Syndicate, a steampunk CRPG that blends Victorian London grime with mythological creatures, inviting you into a world where minotaurs, centaurs, and werewolves roam the streets. Instead of flashy ballrooms and zeppelins, you navigate gutter fantasy alleys as 3 unique characters: Atticus Daly, a struggling illusionist; Clara Reed, a courtesan detective; and Teddy Redgrave, a dwarf engineer turned monster hunter. You alternate between these characters in separate but interwoven storylines, personalizing them through choices that grow their abilities and shift their personalities. Rather than traditional character creation, you select from different versions of each hero and evolve them during play, making every decision feel impactful. Sovereign Syndicate leans heavily on narrative over combat. Actions and conflicts are resolved through tarot card draws, not battles, encouraging you to roleplay deeply. Like in Disco Elysium, the voices of your character's traits interrupt the text, pushing you toward clever, cynical, or impulsive decisions. You'll manage hope points instead of health, creating a forgiving system where failure rarely ends your story. Exploration feels rewarding, with a rich glossary to immerse you further into its alternate history. Though the climax feels rushed, and Teddy's arc is less satisfying, the game captures the gritty magic of its world wonderfully. If you love roleplay-driven adventures that focus on character over combat, Sovereign Syndicate offers a stylish, atmospheric journey worth taking. Even if steampunk isn't normally your thing, you might find yourself getting lost in its foggy, fascinating streets. At number 9 we have Diplomacy is Not an Option, a real-time strategy game focused on defending a medieval settlement against relentless waves of attackers. While it does not brand itself as a tower defense game, its core gameplay revolves around fortifying your town and surviving increasingly intense assaults. In this game, you will quickly learn that offense takes a backseat to defense. You're tasked with building and upgrading your settlement, managing resources, and preparing for a next wave of enemies. As the hordes grow larger and more aggressive, you will need to strategically place your defenses and utilize powerful magical spells to turn the tide in your favor. The game's cartoonish low-poly visuals and satisfying sound effects make the process of building and defending your town an oddly soothing experience. Watching your crossbowmen mow down waves of enemies is like scratching a deep-seated itch. However, the game's simplicity might be a turnoff for those looking for more depth in their strategy games. While the campaign mode adds some narrative flair and variety, it is the endless mode where the game truly shines. Here, you can continuously build up your defenses, testing how long you can hold out against the increasingly overwhelming waves. Diplomacy is Not an Option offers a light yet challenging experience that is perfect for those who enjoy a mix of strategy and stress relief. However, its simplicity may not appeal to hardcore strategy enthusiasts. At number 10 we have Besiege, Seafarer Edition. Besiege invites you to unleash your inner engineer in a sandbox of destruction, where creativity and chaos collide. This physics-based construction game lets you craft medieval siege engines to conquer varied objectives across beautifully detailed dioramas. From the outset, Besiege challenges you to conceive elaborate war machines. Starting with a simple metal cube, you'll piece together contraptions that range from trebuchets to flying machines, each tailored to specific tasks like demolishing structures or plundering resources. The process is intuitive, akin to Lego building, but with the challenge of real-world physics. Wood bends, metal braces add stability, and strategic ballast prevents toppling. Learning through trial and error is key. Initial designs often collapse spectacularly, prompting adjustments to wheel torque, cannon power, or structural integrity. While the tutorial is sparse, experimentation proves more instructive than any guide, fostering a humorous cycle of creation and destruction. Besiege's appeal extends beyond engineering prowess. It blends challenge with humor, featuring whimsical sound effects and quirky animations that punctuate your medieval mayhem. Whether you're stealthily raiding crops or engaging in aerial dogfights, each level offers inventive solutions and unexpected laughs. With a campaign spanning 10 to 20 hours and a robust multiplayer mode reminiscent of medieval robot wars, it promises enduring entertainment and limitless creative potential. For budding architects and seasoned strategists alike, Besiege delivers a captivating blend of construction, challenge, and comedic calamity. Embrace the chaos and engineer your way to triumph in this uniquely satisfying simulation of siege warfare. This edition includes the Splintered Sea DLC, an expansion that brings water-based mechanics to the physics-driven building game. You will tackle a 15-level oceanic campaign, construct amphibious war machines, and experiment with 8 new blocks tailored for naval warfare. The addition of hydrodynamic physics means your creations must account for buoyancy, drag, and wave resistance, adding a fresh challenge. Whether you're sinking ships with a harpoon launcher or engineering submersibles, the possibilities feel vast. The included sandbox and multiplayer integration make it even better. If you love Besiege, this DLC is a must-have for your creative destruction. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle feels like a weird one, but honestly, it's still a solid pickup if you're into grabbing some hidden gems. Sure, it's not the craziest discount ever, and seeing stuff like Reignbreaker show up so fast is wild. But between Mortal Sin, Astral Ascent, and Sovereign Syndicate, you're getting quality games without completely nuking your wallet. If your backlog isn't already screaming at you, this is a nice haul. Just good luck finding the time to play it all. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel or coffee. Special thanks to Terry D for subscribing to the Early Access Army, and Mr. TJ Gossage for buying the channel or coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.